total we have 8 practicals. Okay. So I'll just give a review of each and every practical. Fine. Now I want everyone to pay attention. Huh? See, this is what I have shared to everyone. Quiet, please. This is what I have shared to everyone. If you will see. Okay. So first is nothing but the index page. I want everyone to please pay attention. I'm not going to repeat any of the thing. So here I have given the name of every practical. In the date, please make a note. In the date, you have to check the recordings when your practical was and when have we finished the practical. Okay. So you will be writing the date by yourself. Okay. You will be writing the date by yourself. Okay. Then first diagram we have is class diagram. I want everyone to pay attention for this. First diagram we have was about class diagram, if you remember. Okay. So in exam, see, this is the journal I have forwarded to everyone. Okay. Yes, what happened? What happened? I'm not able to hear. Please come near the mic and say na. What? Okay, yeah, repeat. Okay, please ask everyone to be quiet. This is the last session. Please do at least cooperate. Yeah, give me a minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm going to repeat. So in index page, which I had shown you just now, please pay attention. Here I have this column is empty, which is for date. What do you people have to do? You have to check in Teams when your practical was and you have to put the date. Okay, one person from batch 1 and one person from batch 2 can do so. Any of the volunteers would check. Okay, when have we finished that practical? So put the date by yourself. Okay, am I clear with this index? Shall I go with practical number 1 now? Yes. Now, practical number 1, which we saw, was study and implementation of class diagram. Now, this is nothing but the description. Why have I given you the description? Yeah, give me a minute, please. Okay, sorry, I got disconnected because of some network issue. I'll just share the screen once again. And please let me know whether the screen is visible to everyone or not. Okay, is it visible? Yes or no? Yeah, okay. So let's begin. So first is nothing but study and implementation of class diagram. Now students, this description I have given for each and every practical. Why? Because this will be important for your Viva. Okay, so I want everyone to at least go through this once before your exam. Okay, then we will be, see, you can see there is a scenario which we had seen. An example number 2, you have to do by yourself. I want everyone to pay attention. Okay, so practical number 1, description will be there. Then again, you will be seeing example. Okay, and the diagram should be attached here by you. Okay, the diagram should be copy and pasted at your side. Even for example number 2, you have to do the same thing. Okay, again we have practical number 2 for use case diagram. Okay, I hope everyone is paying attention. Yeah, practical number 2, same, the description, and you have to add the diagram by yourself, guys. Okay, so make it short for each and every practical. So practical 2 is use case diagram. You have to add the diagram. I have given you the manual. What you have to do, you have to add the diagram by yourself. Okay, then even practical number 3 is ER diagram. Okay, whatever examples we have covered, if you remember, you have to just add the diagram. Practical number 4 is sequence, 5 is data flow diagram, 6 is activity diagram, 7 is component, and 8 is deployment. Okay, this is nothing but the journal. Okay, so what you have to do by yourself? Okay, so what we have to do? we have to just check that you are going to add the diagram in the given journal. Okay, that is what you have to do. Now just tell me, I'll start with first 4 practicals. How many of them have all the diagrams from first 4 practicals? Yes. And in exam, yeah, listen, in exam, please remember either you will get 20 marks diagram or 30 marks. Okay. So likewise, you have to just pay attention to each and every diagram. Okay. You can go through the recordings and everything. Okay. So for now, if you want, you can just revise all the diagrams. Okay. So first, anyone whose manual is ready? Yes. With the diagrams, all the diagrams which I had given. Anyone? This is batch number 2, right? It starts from which roll number? 59. Sorry? 59. Okay, fine. How many students are present in the lab right now? Please count and tell me. Count and let me know how many students are present in the lab. How many are present? 25 are present. Okay, fine. So guys, as you know, I have told you to just save the diagram and put it in the journal. Any other doubts from your side? How you are going to make the journal or anything else? Or we may start with the practice now. Okay. So in exams, you will get a kind of scenario. Okay. With respect to any diagram, you have to just create that diagram properly. Okay. So this is the easiest practical among all other subjects, that you have to just be clear with all the diagrams. Okay. Then the next part. Now, I want everyone to show me the component and deployment diagram examples which I had given you. Component and deployment diagram. Do you people remember? We had started with component and deployment diagram. What was example number 1? See, I want everyone to show me that diagram, those who have made it. Component diagram. Example number 2 was online shopping, and deployment diagram. Example number 2 was ATM transaction. Anyone who has made it, please send it to me quickly, or otherwise you will start it now. What happened? Yeah, tell me. Ma'am, we have a doubt. Yeah, tell me. Ma'am, you told now one practical will be of 20 marks, one practical will be of 30 marks. I'm not able to hear you. Come near the mic and speak, please. Ma'am. Yeah. Come near the mic. You told one practical will be of 20 marks and one practical will be of 30 marks. Can you? Yes, correct. Which practicals will be of 20 marks and which will be of 30? Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Now listen, students. Now I'll tell you what kind of questions will come. Okay, I have started the recording also for you people. Okay, so I'll tell you what kind of scenarios would come. Okay, so give me some time. Yes. Now students, as you people are asking me which diagram will come for 20 and which will come for 30. Now it's upon the scenario. Okay, there are many scenarios. Okay, So you have to just remember, I'll give you one hint. Okay, if the diagram is for 20 marks, now whatever is given in that scenario, you will complete. But if it is for 30, try to add some new things, some new features. Okay. Fine. So am I clear? So if it is for 20 marks, see to it that you're completing the things which are given in the scenario. But if it is coming for 30 marks, try to add some extra things. I can't give you the names of the diagrams. Only 8 diagrams are there and every diagram is easy. So I want everyone to just go through every diagram and the journal which I have given. Okay. Anyone who has, from this 25 students, anyone who has finished with all the diagrams? No one. Yeah. Anyone? Just raise your hands. Sorry? Louder. I'm not able to hear you all. Yeah, tell me. What happened? What are those people saying? What? What are those people saying? Boys, this Tejas, he said something, yeah? Yeah, tell me. Okay, I start with the diagram. Chalo, component diagram. Everyone needs to finish with this example. Let's begin at least. Yeah, I want everyone to start with a component diagram. First example we have finished, if you remember. Second example was online shopping. Yes. Please do begin with this part, all of you. Have you people started with component diagram? Yes or no?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Okay, really sorry. I'm facing some network issue at my side, guys. Okay. So fine. So I'll just repeat all the things which I said. So in total, there will be 8 practicals. The date you have to put looking at the team's recording. Okay. One student from batch 1, one student from batch 2 can do so and pass it on to others. Then students, please pay attention. Even if some of them were not there when I taught last 2 practicals. So you can check out the recordings, and if any problem you have, you can just ask me. Okay. So now I just want to tell you the hint for each and every practical. Okay. So please pay attention for same. Okay. So practical, am I audible? And is my voice loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So shall I repeat now? Practical number 1. What all things you have to remember about this practical? Write it down if you want. Practical number 1. We have class diagram. Okay, practical number 1. So you have to remember about class. Okay, that is objects. Class / objects. Then relationships. Okay, in class, you put 2 arrows and you can write attributes and operations. Okay, so what do you have to remember in class diagram? In class diagram, you have to remember about class / objects. You have to identify the objects from the given scenario. Okay. Then the relationships, 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to many. Okay. And the last thing in class, you can just put 2 arrows and write attributes and operations. Okay. Practical number 2, use case diagram. Am I going fast? Just let me know.
Oh, ma'am.
Yeah. Practical number 2, just write it down. Use case diagram. Use case diagram. Use case diagram. Okay, you have to, hint I will give you. You have to identify the authors or actors. Write it down. You have to identify the actors. You have to identify the actors. Okay. Actors are nothing but you can say people interacting with the system. Who are actors? People interacting with the system. You can write it down if you want. Actors are the people who interact with the system. Okay, so you have to identify the actors. And you have to specify the use cases. Use cases are nothing but activity by each actor. Activity by each actor. Okay. Diagram number 3. ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. Entity relationship diagram. In this diagram, you have to identify the entities. Identify the entities. And show the relationship between each entity. Okay. Next is practical number 4 is sequence diagram. Here you should find out the objects in the scenario. जैसे कि ATM transaction में we had a customer, bank and ATM machine. And students who are not paying attention, now please make sure the video is on. I'm able to see what you all students are doing. Okay. So I'll see to you on the day of examination only. ठीक है, मैं सबको देख लूंगी फिर क्या कितना practical तुम लोग कर रहे हो ना. Properly I'll keep all those things in mind. But I'm not going to take any kind of what you say. I'm just blackmailing you or what. But I am seeing how many students are looking on the screen, how many are sincerely doing, okay, how many are into mobile, everything, how many are roaming outside, coming again. Okay, all these things I'm seeing. मैं तुम लोग को दे जब भी एग्जाम होगा ना तब भी I will see to you all. Okay, वाइवा फिर आउटपुट मैं सब प्रॉपरली देख लूंगी. नाम भी तुम लोग के मुझे पता है. ठीक है, वेरी गुड. Then the next part, practical number 4, sequence diagram. In sequence diagram, you should remember the objects. Okay, in जैसे कि in online shopping, you will have products, then payment, okay, then customer. These are the objects. And there should be sequence in messages. Okay, the message should be one after the another. That is sequence diagram, practical number 4. Practical number 5, activity. Sorry, practical number 5 was DFD. DFD, data flow diagram. Very important diagram. Data flow diagram. In data flow diagram, here, as I told you, if you remember, we had 3 things to remember. One was process. Second was data store. And third, the relationship between process and data store. Okay.
Relationship between.
Sorry.
Can you repeat the last part? Ma'am, can you?
Yeah. In data flow diagram, first we have seen about process. Second, first we have seen about process. Second, data store. And third one, relationship between process and data store. Relationship between process and data store, we indicate it by using data flow. Okay. नहीं तो data flow सीधा आप लिख सकते हो. Okay, so these 3 things. And always remember, now this is for your project. Please do pay attention. If in TY, you're developing a web application or an Android application or a desktop application, ER diagram and DFD diagram are mandatory. What did I just say? If in TY, you are developing a web, desktop, Android application, ER diagram and DFD diagram are mandatory. Okay. Then we have one more, right? If you are developing an Android app, if you are developing IoT or embedded system, okay, then component diagram and deployment diagram are important. Okay. Sequence diagram can be used in both. Okay. So yeah, I'll continue. Then practical number 6 was activity diagram. In activity diagram, you have to remember about the states. Activity diagram starts and ends with dash and dash state. Who is going to answer? Activity diagram starts and ends with dash and dash state. Please unmute. Yes, anyone?
Initial state, final state.
Yeah, okay. So activity diagram starts with initial state and ends with final state. So this you have to remember. And the activities you have to remember. Just say inserting a card, entering a pin, withdrawing the amount. Okay. So this is a simple thing. Okay, that is activity diagram. Then we have practical number 7, component diagram. And practical number 8, deployment diagram. Both are interrelated to each other. Do you want me to repeat any of the point? Please do ask me. So practical number 7 was component diagram. In component, what is a component? I will repeat. Component is nothing but when I break a system into parts, each part is called as a component. Example क्या देखा था हम लोग ने? कि समझो कि if I am having a website, okay, and website में modules होते हैं ना, जैसे online shopping में I have products, payment, about us, contact us. These are the parts of my website that each module is called as a component. Okay, each module is called as a component. That is component diagram. Okay, so in component diagram, remember to mention again 3 things to be mentioned in component diagram. See, this I'm giving you hint, okay, so that in examination you will be able to remember. In component diagram, you can write it down. First thing, you have to mention the components. Component can be anything. Just say for ATM transaction, we had customer console, then a bank, then ATM machine, right? That is part of my scenario. Second thing which you have to remember is interface. First thing in component diagram you have to remember is component. Second thing you have to remember is interface. And third thing, yeah, can anyone tell me, for connecting component to another component, we use dash. What do we use? For connecting a component to another component, what do we use? We will be using dependency. Okay. So as we saw in the last lecture, for connecting two components, we are going to use dependency. So how many things you have written inside component diagram? In component diagram, you will be having component, interface, and dependency for connecting two components. Last diagram, deployment diagram. Deployment diagram. In deployment diagram, again 3 things to remember. Acha, instead of component, in component diagram, I will use what exactly in deployment diagram? Can anyone tell me? What have we used? Yeah, please do mention in deployment diagram. First thing you have to mention is node. Nodes. Okay. Second thing we have to mention is artifact. First thing which you have to mention is node. Second thing which we have to mention is artifact. And third thing is dependency. And third thing is dependency. Okay, I repeat, for deployment diagram, you have to mention node, artifact, and dependency. How many students have noted down all these things? Just raise your hands. Apart from the second row. Apart from that second row, please. Yeah, hands down, second row. This, I don't remember your name. Hands down. Nahi, hands down. Second person. You are not noting it down. Yeah, apart from second row, who all have noted it down? Just raise your hands. Because मुझे दिख रहा है second row क्या कर रहा है वहाँ पे. Who's sitting at first? सिर्फ आपके हाथ दिख रहे हैं. क्या ऐश्वर्या होगी फिर? Okay. Yeah. Now hands down. ऐश्वर्या एक काम करो. Second row में से 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students are sitting there, right? कैफ है ना वो इसके बाजू में? शायद. हाँ या देखो कितने लोगों ने लिखा है उसमें से. Please check ना. And let me know sincerely. I know no one must have written it down. जिसने लिखा है ना सिर्फ उसका नाम बताओ मुझे. उठो ऐश्वर्या, you can go back. In the way they are responding now, all the 5 of them, I'll see to you. बहुत अच्छे से I'll see कि कितना समझ में आया ना तुम लोग को practical SC का. By the way, this is the last session, so I'm not at all interested to entertain you all. Okay. This second row is really, yeah, tell me. Yeah, correct. Yeah. You can first of all check in that third row how many students have finished. Let me see. Those students are just talking. Why am I revising all these concepts for you? Just check, go and check, Aishwarya. This Tejas wala line. No one must have written. They're just talking there. No one must have written. I'm damn sure about it. Yes?
No, ma'am.
What happened?
Not written.
Yes?
Not written.
What happened? I'm not able to hear you. Huh? Louder.
Not written, ma'am. Not written.
Okay. Yeah, fine. No problem. Okay. So, see, I'm going to revise all the diagrams. Quite all of you, please. So, no one has written in that row, right? Yeah, that person has taken book from back side. Yeah, give it back to them. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, not written now. Very good. All the 5 of them. Yeah, now take the attendance, please.
Attendance.
Yes, take the attendance and let me know. Yeah, very good. Who has come now? क्या अब छुपके से आ रहा है वहां से मतलब मैम को दिखे ना Yes, Kev, what happened? Attendance के टाइम पे आए ऐश्वर्या mark him absent. Sit down. No need to stand up. Okay? केव मैंने बोल दिया ठीक है यही बोलने के लिए आए थे
94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 101,
Yeah, give it to them for signing. Yes, so students, since you people are not listening, okay, so fine, I end up with the session. My 8 practicals are done. Okay, if you want to listen, you listen. Those who have sincerely listened, they also have messaged me. Fine, no problem. Okay, so जिनके लिए at least 2 or 3 of them are listening, it's more than enough for me. Others, I will see कि आप लोग कितना अच्छे से सी आप लोग ने अच्छे से किया प्रैक्टिकल अच्छा ही है ठीक है प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम में let's see. I don't know how you people are going to perform and all. Okay, so it's upon you. So directly we are going to meet on the day of examination. Okay, any kind of things which I need to tell you all, I will inform it to your CR or the volunteers group. Okay, you will pass it on to everyone. Okay, so a manual should be ready. You should upload it online when I will let you know. Okay, and if any doubt you have, see if you're starting with the practical practice also na at home, see star UML का setup है ठीक है व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स यू नीड स्टार यूएमएल का सेटअप मैंने टीम्स में डाला है एनी टाइम यू कैन डाउनलोड इट ऑन एनी मशीन अनम्यूट करो ऐश्वर्या थोड़ा माइक ये हाँ यस वैसे ही रखो हाँ ओके सो फर्स्ट थिंग स्टार यूएमएल सेटअप इज देयर इन टीम्स सेकंड थिंग is nothing but your recordings are there okay and third thing the journal is also uploaded you need to add your diagrams okay am I very much clear with this the students who are listening. Yeah, okay. At least 1 or 2 of them. Fine. So yeah, so that's all for today. And if any doubt you have, you can call or message me anytime, even if you're practicing anything. Okay, so thank you guys. Chalo, you can leave the meeting. Bye everyone. Let's meet on day of the examination. Bye.
Hi, ma'am.